this week I had to break down Standard 6G and Standard 6H. Standard 6G says demonstrate knowledge of the settlement of the West. Standard 6H says analyze the transformation of the United States from an agrarian to an industrial economy. So first we of course look at the embedded concepts. So the embedded concepts of Standard 6G would be to obviously know about the settlement of the Western region in the United States. The embedded concepts for Standard 6H would be to be familiar with the transformation of the United States from an agrarian to an industrial economy, and I should know about the early agrarian economy of the U.S. and also know about the industrialism that occurred in the U.S. The critical content for Standard 6G would be to know about the issues that they encountered with the Native Americans when they were moving out west. There's also, individuals who moved out west in hopes of riches and to have prosperous lands. You had, of course, the Homestead Act, where it encouraged Americans to move out west. It was hard to plant crops. You had the Dust Bowl. You got railroads were built out west, and technology definitely helped the West develop. And the critical content for Standard 6H. I should probably know about the agrarian economy in contrast to the industrial culture of the United States. You've got industrialism, you have technology, railroads, the Industrial Revolution, of course, which leads to like Robert Fulton's steamboat. You have the steel industry with Andrew Carnegie. You have Rockefeller and Trust and oil. And you have Alexander Graham Bell, inventing the telephone. So the Industrial Revolution was certainly a big time in the United States. So now I have to know the difference between, moving from an agrarian economy, growing crops, just trying to survive off the land, to utilizing technology. The key skills of Standard 6G and 6H are to demonstrate knowledge or show that I understand the settlement of the West. And for Standard 6H, it's to analyze the transformation of the United States from an agrarian to an industrial economy. And the key verbs that I should focus on is that I have to demonstrate my knowledge of the settlement of the West, and I also have to analyze. So I have to really know the transformation of the United States from an agrarian to an industrial economy. The core tasks of Standard 6G and 6H, I will of course have to review over the Western settlement and go over it well enough to just fully be able to demonstrate my knowledge of it. I also have to brush up on, Americans moving out west and, the issues with the Native Americans and things like that. I'll have to learn about the agrarian economy in the United States, prior to the Industrial Revolution. And I'll also have to learn about the industrial economy, and then I have to be able to focus and learn about the shift, how did the shift occur from the agrarian culture or the agrarian economy to the industrial economy. Here are some resources that I found very useful. For the Western development, I found this resource, and it just gives you a quick run through of what happened when I settled out west. And then of course I have settling in the West, and this is about SparkNotes, and it's actually a test prep, so I figured that would probably be really helpful. I have the agrarian versus industrial economy. This just breaks it down, or agrarian versus industrial, excuse me, and it just breaks it down, what the differences are, and in contrast, or how it was like in the U.S. is the last one, the Industrial Revolution. So these are my sources, and that's Standard 6G and 6H.